Good morning, one and all. This is Dr. Vamsi Krishna Reddy. Good morning. Today's topic is on tooth preparations for partially veneered crowns. As we all know, previously, the previous classes, tooth preparation for the full veneered crowns are completed with cast metal, metal ceramic, and all ceramic crowns. Today, we'll discuss about the partial veneered crowns, which involves only the few surface preparation in the few surface of a tooth structure to conserve the remaining intact structure of the tooth. As Dr. Lloyd Miles wrote that no other clinical procedure in fixed prosthodontics reveals the care, skill, and judgment used by the dentist than the quality of tooth preparation. Man for many centuries has mutilated, decorated, and adorned his teeth throughout prehistoric time. Down through the centuries of written records, man has inflicted wounds and mutilations upon himself, inspired by vanity, fashion, generosity, mystical ideas, and religious ideas, and perversion of the senses. The aesthetic taste has been indeed profound. It seems apparent that the most ancient prosthetic dental appliances have been of the prosthetic bridge work type. These are the contents of the and the certain terminology you should be knowing before getting into this topic. This is what is an artificial crown. A crown or an artificial crown. It's a metal, plastic, or ceramic restoration that covers 3 or more axial surfaces and occlusal surfaces or incisal edge of the teeth. What is partial veneer crown? A restoration that restores all but one corneal surface of the tooth, usually not covering the facial surface, is called partial veneer crown. Or partial veneer crown is a restoration covering 2 or more surfaces of the tooth. And tooth preparation is nothing but it is defined as a mechanical treatment of the dental disease or injury to hard tissues that restores a teeth or to a original form. Partial veneer crowns. The partial veneer crowns represent a philosophy of practice as much as it does for a form of a treatment. It is generally more conservative restoration requiring less destruction of the tooth structure than most. It is based on the simple tenet that sound tooth structure should not be needlessly removed. So preservation of what is existing is more important. Next is the indications of partial veneer crowns. Partial veneer crowns are a conservative measure and are preferable to the complete veneer restoration in certain cases. Which are the cases are indications that include intact or minimally restored teeth or intact teeth. Next, teeth with crown height that is average or that exceeds the average, you can restore with the partial veneer crowns. Teeth with normal anatomic crown form, that is without excessive cervical constriction, can also be given with the partial veneer crowns. And anterior teeth with adequate labiolingual thickness. The thickness of the labiolingual side should be more for preparation with the partial veneer crowns. And next is anterior teeth with the no conflict between the axial relationship of the tooth and proposed path of withdrawal of the FPD. These are the indications where you are supposed to give your where it is the partial veneer crowns are to be given. Next is contraindications of partial veneer crowns, where you should not give partial veneer crowns. That is where you have a high caries rate. So unprepared surface as well as increased margin susceptibility to caries, the teeth which are more susceptible to the caries. Tooth with extensive restoration, partial veneers are preferred on only sound tooth structure. And deep cervical lesion, difficult to establish finish line. If area is sensitive, complete coverage crown is indicated. Teeth with short clinical crowns. When you have a short clinical crowns, if you give already the partial veneer crowns are less retentive than complete crowns, and if you also have a short clinical crowns, it is more compromised. The resistance and retention form is more compromised. And bell-shaped teeth, if it requires more cervical reduction due to the convergence, so which might cause damage to the pulp. Thin teeth, preparation or retention grooves is difficult. Poor alignment of the dental arch, in the dental arch. These are the contraindications for where you are supposed not to give the partial veneer crown preparation. And advantages of partial veneer crowns are, partial veneer crowns have several advantages over complete crowns. That is, tooth reduction is conservative reduction, tooth reduction, and easily surpass the complete veneer crown. And margin accessibility for finishing and cleaning is improved, so you have better hygiene. Complete seating of the crown can be verified, casting can be verified because the supragingival margin is given, and the complete seating of the casting during cementation is enhanced by diminishing hydraulic pressure, and electrical pulp testing can be conveniently accomplished on its intact enamel surface because it is given the supragingival finish margin. You need not test the both the pulpal and periodontal damage is less in this condition. Disadvantage of partial veneer crown is, the partial veneer crown is not as retentive as complete veneer crown. There is a limited display of metal with the partial veneer crown. And skillful preparation is critical to avoid metal display. And partial veneer crown preparation is limited to fairly intact tooth with normally shaped crown. So not all the conditions you can give the partial veneer crowns. Next is before getting into the how to prepare this the different types of partial veneer crowns and how to prepare that in different teeth, we'll see diagnosis and treatment planning for the partial veneer crowns. That is caries index. Always the caries index should be low for the teeth you are selecting for giving a restoration of partial veneer crowns. Next is pulp vitality should be assessed. The position of the pulp should be assessed on the radiograph to ensure that the retention when you are giving the retention, which may not tend to damage the pulp. The shape of the tooth and the bulk are important to ensure that the retentive preparation can be made, and that of the prepared tooth can support the crown. So you have to balance between the retention and also the pulpal irritation. Next, the periodontal tissues and supporting bone condition in relation to the probable life of the tooth, especially if it is to be used as a bridge abutment. And the occlusion, the way the tooth meets its opponents in all positions of the mandible should be examined carefully to determine how much occlusal reduction will be necessary for the preparation. Next, the partial veneer crowns, you have either the posterior or anterior teeth. You have 3/4 crown, 7/8 crown, visual half crown. In 3/4 crown, again you have modification in the that is reverse 3/4 crown. Visual half crown is given particularly in the 7/8 and visual is only posteriors, but 3/4 crown is given in both posteriors and anteriors. First, preparation for partial veneer crowns. You need to have 7 steps for preparation of a partial veneer crown. 1. Occlusal or incisal reduction. 2. Lingual reduction. 3. Interproximal reduction. 4. Proximal box or groove placement. 5. Occlusal or incisal offset placement. 6. Facial bevel. 7. Finishing of the preparation. This technique for each step may vary depending upon whether the tooth is maxillary or mandible. There is a slight variation anterior or posterior. Slight variation in the preparations. You can apply these steps for the all the things, both anterior or posterior, maxillary or mandible, and molar or premolar. The instruments, rotary instruments for the use of the tooth preparations of partial veneer crowns is round and tapered diamond burr for the depth orientation grooves, occlusal reduction, and functional cusp bevel. And torpedo diamond, you can give it for axial reduction and chamfer finish line. Short needle, initial interproximal axial reduction in posterior teeth. Long needle, initial proximal reduction, axial reduction in anterior teeth because of the contact areas. Flame diamond, proximal flare and gingival bevel can be given with the flame diamond above. And the small wheel diamond, lingual reduction in the anterior region, anterior teeth. Tapered fissure burr, TC burr, 171L for making the seating groove, for making the proximal groove, for offset preparation, occlusal offset, occlusal shoulder preparation, isthmus preparation, proximal box, smoothing and polishing, occlusal and incisal bevels. This is a tapered fissure burr can be used for all this. And end cutting burrs, conventional shoulder finishing, and torpedo burr, axial wall finishing, chamfer finishing, flame burr for flaring and bevel finishing. Two preparation for the partial Wenger crowns. First we will go for the three-quarter crown. The three-quarter crown covers the three-fourths of the gingival circumference, leaving one surface intact, that is mostly facial surface or buccal surface. And reverse three-quarter is to conserve the tooth structure on the mandible. Mandible molar generally it is lingually inclined, so you cannot give preparation on the lingual side. It is difficult for us to give conservative preparation on that area. So you give on the buccal side where you are not concerned about E6 much in the lower posterior region, which is not seen outside. So reverse three-quarter is used in posterior, lower posteriors, where you keep your lingual surface intact and preparation the buccal surface, other surfaces. First, let us see for the maxillary cuspid three-quarter preparation. First, you do the lingual reduction with the torpedo diamond, depth orientation grooves, small round burr with head of 0.5 mm. You do the reduction. It's done with small diamond burr. So depth orientation grooves is given with round burr, and reduction is done with the small wheel diamond. Concave depressions are made here on the either side of the, leaving a slight ridge in the center. Next, incisal reduction, depth orientation grooves are made and round diamond and facial lingual line angle. For the remaining reduction, wheel diamond is used. Next is the lingual axial reduction. For the lingual axial reduction, torpedo diamond is used to prepare chamfer finish here. So parallel to the two incisal two-thirds of the tooth, making it path of insertion. This will make the path of insertion proximally as far into the interproximal embrasures as possible to the adjacent teeth. Next is proximal reduction. You extend this till here where you avoid till the metal display is avoided, just to break the contact with the adjacent teeth. Once contact is broken, torpedo diamond is used to create a definite chamfer finish line and complete the axial and proximal reduction. Next is the proximal groove. Proximal grooves are made parallel to incisal two-thirds. Incisal two-thirds should be made parallel, and both should be parallel to each other. Otherwise, there will not be any. You cannot. They will not have a path of insertion. Orientation cut is made with the 170 year one burr, depth of 1 mm or less. Groove is continued apically to about 0.5 mm above the chamfer finish line. This is chamfer finish line, 0.5 mm above that from here. And grooves on mesial and distal side are made parallel to each other. This is the burrs, and then grooves are made here on both the sides, which are parallel to each other. Next is the incisal offset is made with the same 171 burr connecting to grooves from here to here, the V shaped. Next is a incisal bevel is given here to a better sitting of the restoration, keeping perpendicular to the path of insertion. So with this we complete this, with the finishing of the preparation we complete this. See, you can have all the features. It's a proximal groove, it's a chamfer finish line, it's an axial reduction, lingual reduction, incisal offset here, and incisal bevel, and flaring of the groove. With this we complete the maxillary cuspid three-quarter crown. Pin modified three-quarter crown is nothing but everything is same. We will see it in the incisor. Pin modified is nothing but except a pin, that is pin preparation is that is kept on the lingual side. Same, you have lingual reduction, lingual axial reduction, proximal axial reduction, axial finishing, proximal grooves, and the proximal flares here with the wheel diamond, with the flame shaped burr, here, flaring. And ledges and offset are kept, pinholes with the round burr. I'll show you what is the pinholes here. Incisional offset. Yes, you can see this thing. These are the proximal grooves. Flaring he is done here. Incisional offset is given as is shown. Incisional bevel is this, and ledge is given, ledge and pinhole here and here. To have better retention, pin retained. Proximal groove, lingual reduction, and trough. So here extra we have ledges and pinholes which are main for this. So pin modified three-quarter crowns are this. Next is maxillary posterior three-quarter crown. So you do planar reduction for the incisional areas. The depth orientation grooves are kept, and then reduction is done on the both. The more preparation is on the functional cusp bevel. Next is functional cusp bevel is given. Next is lingual axial reduction is done here, and then it is extended to the contact breaking is done and extended to the till this area. Next is axial finishing is done. Next is the proximal groove is placed with both parallel to each other. And next is the incisional occlusal offset is given here. Occlusal offset is given here. Proximal flaring is done. Facial bevel is given here, as you given incisional bevel there. Bevel is a better adaptation of the restoration. And this again you can see these are the proximal grooves, this is the proximal flare, margin finishing, occlusal offset, planar reduction, occlusal reduction, functional cusp bevel, axial reduction, and chamfer finish line. These are the features, what all the preparations you have done and its uses. Next is mandibular posterior three-quarter crown. Planar reduction is done. Same occlusal reduction is done with metal grooves placed with 171 torpedo diamond bar. Functional cusp bevel is given. Occlusal shoulder is given here. Because historic is not much concern here. Lingual axial reduction is done. Proximal reduction is done. Axial finishing is done. Placed and proximal grooves are placed here. Proximal flares are given. And then facial bevel is given, which is functional cusp bevel, occlusal shoulder, facial bevel, proximal flaring, groove placement, planar reduction, planar occlusal reduction, axial reduction, and chamfer finish line. So with this, we complete our preparation for today, and the 7/8 crowns and the mesial half crowns we'll discuss it in the part 2, which is the next week. So with this, we complete part 1 of preparations for partial veneer crowns. Thank you. Stay safe.